What's in the case?
Take it easy, brother.
What's in the goddamn case? Open that shit up. Hurry up.
This is not a case. It's a Floyd.
It's beautiful.
I know.
Can I touch it?
And we are live while Sean works out the magic of technical.
Okay. I told everyone. Okay, I told everyone.
Okay.
So, all right. So we're live now. All right. Well, welcome to Ink Pulp Live. The
Sean,
show.
what is this show?
This show is a celebration of craft with distinguished people like ourselves, me and Mr. Jim Mahfood, my co-host on this lovely ride, and our moderator, Jazzy Jimmy.
Jamie Wood. You got to do the proper.
Oh, I didn't know there was the W. Jazzy Jamie Wood.
Yes.
Right,
yeah, there we go. That has definitely.
That's kind of exciting.
First episode, Batman themed, which seemed like the appropriate thing to do. Basically, absolutely. Man, we're going to hang out, draw, talk comics, craft, crack some jokes, talk shit.
Absolutely.
And do some giveaways, do some gifts. And
we got some nice giveaways. We got some
people want to buy some drawings. People can buy some shit too.
So, Jamie, I'm trying to tell the other people that are in the other window where to go. Where do I tell them to go?
I would tell them to just check the channel, and there should be a live stream there, live.
Okay.
I'm going to try and change the thumbnail right now.
All right. Do we have people in here?
We do indeed.
How many people we got?
If you check the chat, you'll see, but we have 18 viewers right now.
Well, I'm still in the old chat because I'm trying to get people over here. But I'll
all right, okay. You can see it in StreamYard. It's in StreamYard.
You know what? My StreamYard. Let me see. Oh yeah, I see people. Okay,
we're good.
The chat. All right, cool. So I'll just So all right, we're here. All right, so all right, let's do this magic thing here today. So Jim, today you chose the very wise topic of Bat Family for this stream.
I love me some Batman. Yeah.
Hell. What's your history with Batman?
Just being a Batman fanatic since I was a little kid. And I have to comment, I have to respond to West Coast Davengers. We are going to be talking about Tom Scioli's breakdown of Batman's sexuality and The Killing Joke. That's for hour 2. That's for hour 2, Dave. Man, just been a fan since I was a kid. I was going into comic shops as early as '86, and I saw Dark Knight Returns on the shelves. Batman Year One came out. Yeah, I was '89, the summer of Batman with the first Tim Burton movie. I was all in all that shit, dude. So yeah, it's just been something that the character I've been fascinated with.
Yeah, I think for me, it was I didn't really read comics till later in life. And the first comic that was given to me was Dark Knight Returns, the very first collected volume. And that changed everything. I read that and I was like, yep, this is exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
So Batman's got a real special place for me.
Yeah. I'm also a huge horror fan. So to me, Batman is sort of like a horror infused comic book character where it's like, this crazy man who dresses up like a bat and scares the shit out of people. That's my view of him. I don't view him as like, the clean
detective
caped crusader. To me, he's like a scary, crazy person. So
right. I like that take on him too.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Should we get I might switch my camera over just so I
Yeah.
can-
So just talk about what you're going to do today real quick, and then we can talk about the tools as we're going. Guys, we are going to talk about all the art supplies we're using because that's always a question I get. I've got some techniques I'm going to show you guys. I'm working on one piece. Jim is working on several because he's the man.
I'm greedy.
All right. So you guys, thank you all for coming. Jamie, how many we got in the room now?
We have 37 live viewers. And
Hell!
A new level. Brandon Graham is here. What up, dude?
Oh shit, B.
The B
Got
money.
Brandon- We got B money in the house.
The B money.
Where do you see people coming in, Jim? Oh, I see Royal Boiler. There he is.
I popped out the YouTube.
Dude, I was talking to friends today. Like Brandon just said, I didn't even know you dudes were doing this. And everyone's like, I'm like, are you going to watch our show tonight? They're like, what show? I'm like, my social media does not reach my friends.
No, you know what it is, man? I've discovered doing the new YouTube show with Chris, Trash Movie Bonanza. Friends and family don't care about your YouTube stuff. I don't know about you personally with Ink Pulp, but I'm just talking personally about like with my stuff that I do. Like people don't care. They think it's cute and charming that you do a YouTube show, but they're just like, oh yeah, I don't watch it, but I mean, good luck with that. That's cool that you do it. But
see, I get the opposite. Like I like my Ink Pulp podcast is like such a like launching pad for people coming into like the Ink Pulp community.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I think this builds on it. Simon, thank you for coming.
You guys are trailblazers now.
All right, let's show these people the art we're making today. Jim, switch your camera.
I'm gonna switch.
I'm gonna stop my camera and then start it up again so I don't make you all sick as I switch it.
I've already got a ballpoint Batman piece in production here, but I'm going to start off with doing a Batman drawing on the back of one of the Ballpoint Slayer art books, and then I'm going to give this bad boy away to the person who answers my incredible trivia question that I have lined up.
And Jim, if people wanted to buy the Ballpoint Slayer, where could they get it?
It's a great question, Jamie. Just jimmafood.com, my website. And you get the book in all of its blazing glory. And then I'll also do a drawing on the back for you and ship it to your doorstep.
Perfect. So you guys can see my shit okay too. So guys, we are doing giveaways like Jim just said. He's going to do a nice little ballpoint drawing on the back of his sketchbook, and that's a freebie. And I'm going to be giving away this Night Runner sketch page. This was a tryout I did for DC. They were going to launch a Night Runner book, and I was going to be the artist. So I'm going to be giving this away today, later in the show. Right, Jim? We're doing that later, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'm doing this Joker painting. What I've done so far is prepped it. I'm going to teach you all a little bit about glazing. You can see this purple and magenta, how they kind of fade into each other. That's a glazing technique, and I'll be using this lovely glazing liquid when I get there. But first, I've done some transparent work, and looking it over, I need to darken these greens. So I've got my golden fluid acrylic, phthalo green with a blue shade. So that's what I'm going to be laying down. And I'm just, I know it kind of looks like it's done, but it's not done. I haven't really made the colors pop yet. And that's something I'm going to be doing with my opaques once we get there.
You did like a full-blown piece ahead of time, a gorgeous, glorious piece.
I know it looks that way, but it's still in the, it's like a teenager. We got a little rebellious teenager going on here, and we're going to bring him to adulthood.
Right,
he has experience. He has experiences he needs.
Speaking of experiences,
so
P-Funk, bro, last night. P-Funk.
Oh yeah, Jim, tell us. Make my funk the P-Funk every time.
George Clinton and company. I'm like,
Tell us about
still
your
in
night.
a haze from getting super high last night and going to and dancing and getting rowdy at the Parliament show. Hold on, I'm going to turn off this red light. That's annoying me.
All right, Jamie, if you see questions, will you read them to us? Are you able to
Yes,
do
I
that?
will.
Okay, good. Yeah, guys, thank you for coming to our first show. We had a little hiccup at the very beginning, which is to be expected. Apologize for that. As this show goes on, we will get better and better at understanding how it works. But we thank you all for coming. This is
So Sean, I'm ready to lay some shit on you. So
lay it on me.
Through the interwebs, like a year ago, I met this really cool cat, Danny Bedrosian. I met him through Ed Piskor. Rest in peace, Eddie P. We love you.
Rest in peace, Eddie P. Jim, show him the hat. Show him the hat.
Well, I have to switch my camera to do that.
Well, just take it off.
I'll do it this way. I'll do it this way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There you go. In memory of.
Yeah. So Danny Bedrosian is the keyboard player for Parliament Funkadelic. And of course, us both being into funk music and comics, Danny and I instantly became friends online. And then P-Funk was in town last night. He hooked me up with like VIP passes, got to do the whole like backstage thing. I got to met George Clinton last night. It was wild. It was fucking awesome.
Wait, you hung out with George and the P-Funk establishment?
Well, I met George literally 2 minutes before he went on stage, but
wow.
I gave him a copy of the Ballpoint Slayer book here. I brought Danny a huge grab bag of comics, and then he took me and my buddy Hector onto the P-Funk tour bus, and we just hung out. And stuff. But dude, 2 minutes before P-Funk was about to take the stage, we ran into George as he was like getting ready, and Danny introduced me to him, and George was just like, "What's up, y'all? We're about to take it knee deep tonight. We're getting knee deep." And then he just ran out onto the stage. The dude's 83 years old.
Oh my god, that's fucking amazing.
It was amazing, and we just had a blast. And I'll show you guys something real quick. Danny is the author of this book, the authorized P-Funk song reference. So Danny is like the official Parliament Funkadelic musicologist. He knows their entire history backwards and forwards, and wrote this entire comprehensive book about the history of the band, the production of all the albums. I bookmarked this page, dude. Look at this fucking rump of steel skin, dude.
Oh my god.
From the 70s. Like how much
that is amazing.
Cocaine was involved.
Dude, how far ahead of the time were they? That's all Instagram is right now, is that.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
They were so
Where you guys are going. We have a question here from Royal Boiler asking, has Jim heard the Go Team? I saw them live recently and thought they were like watching his characters out of his comics.
Oh shit, no, I don't know what that is.
Oh,
is
shit, that's good.
That was, you saw that in LA, Brandon? I'm assuming.
Let me turn on my do not disturb. I never heard of Go Team.
It sounds awesome.
If it's a Jim comic come to life, I gotta see that.
Yeah, man, I haven't been to a live show in a while, and it was just awesome because obviously P-Funk attracts an audience from ages like 8 to 80. So we were just dancing in the aisles with like old people, young people.
That's amazing.
There was people there walking in the venue with like walking canes and shit. And Hector and I were laughing because we were like, oh my God, dude, is this just going to be us and a bunch of old people? But it was
light area. I have two ways I'm going to lean, and I'm going to let you guys choose. I can go with an orange to yellow light, which would really bounce off the purple really well. and contrast what's going on with the haha, or I could go with a psychedelic yellow-green light, which would pop in a different way. If I do the orange light, I'm going to do the yellow-green in the haha. So those two will like really electrify each other. If I do the yellow-green light on the side here, then I'm going to go with a light green in the haha. So let's see. I need orange to yellow or yellow-green. Let's see what we got. A lot of people are going with orange to yellow. Orange to yellow. Oh shit! Look, I think orange to yellow is kind of taking the cake here. All right, let's see what
orange to yellow. Definitely.
All right, Jim. All right, the public has spoken, and the mighty Mahfood has spoken. All right, there's nobody there's a few yellow greens. Look, I will say yellow green is my favorite color to use, but I use it a lot. So maybe orange to yellow. Everyone's going, wait, orange to yellow will work well with the shirt. Yeah, that's a good point. And the flower, yeah. All right, I'm going to go grab my orange. I'm with you, people.
Let's see what Jim's up to. How's it looking, Jim?
We've got some spooky Batman stuff going on here.
Oh,
the bats are a bonus feature. I'm really giving people their money's worth here, Jamie, with the additional bats.
And money.
I don't think you can ever complain with some original art on the back of a sketchbook.
What's that?
I said I don't think you could complain at all with some original art on the back of a sketchbook.
Oh yeah. It was a fun exercise, and then the book sold surprisingly well the first week I offered it, which is great. But then I realized, like, oh shit, I have to draw on like 100 of these books and get them shipped out, and so it became like a nighttime activity while watching movies or whatever. It's like just sit with a stack of books and make some fun drawings on the back of them.
Nathan Campos is asking, is that the McFarlane hook cape, like on the shoulders?
Yeah. It's the Todd look from what was Batman
year two?
Yeah, which is a weird book and does not even come close to the glory of Batman Year One. I'm sure. Everybody watching knows that, but
I was so excited because it was McFarlane and Alan Davis, who I love. I mean, I still love, but it was not. It was nothing. Yeah. I mean, Dark Knight Returns kind of like changed the landscape of the medium.
Just while you guys are talking there, did you see the artist edition they're putting out for Year One? Like the David Mazzucchelli's artist edition? Looks so cool.
It does.
I will be getting that when it comes out.
Definitely. I have the artist edition for Born Again, which is my preferred Mazzucchelli Miller project.
I've got that one too, man. It's awesome. It's so good.
It's so good.
Man, Mazzucchelli just really he didn't do a ton of work, but the work that he did like left such a lasting impression,
Absolutely. Do you prefer Year One or Born Again, Jim?
Year One for me, just because I was buying it when it was coming out, and as a kid, it was just so, to me, like so different and so groundbreaking. I wasn't really a Daredevil guy when I was a kid. I came to Daredevil and Frank Miller's work on Daredevil later, but I just knew Frank as like the ultimate Batman guy between
right.
Dark Knight Returns and Year One. I was like, well, this Frank Miller guy is the end all be all as far as Batman goes. So and being on a limited budget when I was a kid with comics, there was just certain things that I wasn't able to get until later in life,
Right. I got you. See, I read, like, after I read Dark Knight Returns, I was like, I'm looking for this Frank Miller fucker everywhere I can find it. And so I stumbled upon the collected Born Again. And I mean, and so I'm reading it and I'm like, this is the coolest book ever, but who's this horrible artist? Because I was a kid and I was dumb and young and looking at Todd McFarlane a lot. And
of course.
So I read it, and then like the minute I finished it, I had to read it again. And The next day I was in school and I was drawing Mazzucchelli shit. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I can't get this book out of my head. I can't get this art out of my head, even though it's like my young self would say it sucked. And I drew this for like a high school art competition. I drew this like it was like the Punisher and Daredevil and Captain America behind, like with the American flag behind them.
Right.
It was so bad, but it was all
you were in your patriotic phase or whatever.
No, it was just like because Born Again had Nuke, so I was trying to throw some of that.
Oh,
like,
yes. Okay.
So yeah, so I was like, I don't understand why I like this so much. And it was when I got older and I started studying storytelling and like composition and all the like the foundations of art, and I was like, oh, he's a fucking master, Mazzucchelli.
Yes.
That dude is operating on another level. But
when I was younger. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was saying I liked. Go ahead, Jim. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, man. I was just gonna say, rereading Born Again a couple years ago, I didn't realize that Nuke was a pill popper.
Yeah.
He's like popping speed. All
he had the red ones, the white ones, and the blue ones.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's 80s
Frank Miller.
monthly
Frank
comics.
Miller. Yeah. They don't do that anymore. Everything's very safe.
Well, we're going to get into that later. We're going to get into like the state of things, and I'm determined to make comic books fun again. I'm working on something that I'm going to show at the end of the show. You know what I'm talking about, and like
I know.
I'm just on a new, really inspired mission after doing some traveling and being around Jim Rugg and Tom Scioli and you in Atlanta and Ali, our buddy. And I just say, dude, like, fuck all the dumb shit. I want to make comics fun again.
Absolutely. And you are. We'll talk about it. But yeah, so I was going to say.
Question for you guys. Oh, sorry,
No, go ahead. Let's.
Bootlegging is a habit asks, who's ready for Heroes Con?
Oh, definitely. I will be there.
We'll be there.
I'm Jazzy Jamie Wood will not be there.
I'll be there on Zoom. Sean can phone me. I'll just walk around on Zoom.
We can do that. So bootleg is a habit. We will see you there. Please stop by the table. I'm going to have some free Ink Pulp podcast swag to give away. So please stop by. And then,
can we start a little crowdfunder to get Jamie out to Heroes Con? Is it too late to do that? It's a week away, but
yeah.
Please donate your money. One con in my life.
Well, actually, Jamie, do we have Super Chat? Is that a thing we can do?
Yeah, Super Chat is enabled on the channel.
All right, so guys, if you have questions and you really want to get them answered, we're going to try to answer every one, but it's going to be tricky. But if you have a question you really want answered, you can use that Super Chat function, which I think is just you donate some money to the show and you get your question like at the top and it stays there and we'll answer it immediately. So if you want to get it on that. But Jamie, what's the question Johnny Makes Comics is asking? Because it looks like a good one.
Yeah, he said, speaking of Mazzucchelli, did you guys enjoy Asterios Polyp?
Jim, you want to take this one?
Yeah. Yes, I have that. I have that book. That's his standalone graphic novel that came out. When did that come out, man?
That was like in 2006 or something.
It's been that long?
I think so.
Okay. I thought it was great. I'm a fan of everything he does. I really love Rubber Blankets as far as like
I've got all of them, yeah.
Yeah, his creator-owned stuff goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dude is a master, you know.
I thought Asterios Polyp was like a master class in how to utilize the comic book medium. I found the narrative to not be the most like I didn't love the story, but the technical aspect of the book was mind-blowing.
Yeah. Good shit, man.
All right, Jamie, come on to my thing. I want to show you guys. So I'm gonna make a little glazing mix. So I've got this satin glazing liquid here. And I'm going to pour some of that out. And what this does, it's basically like an acrylic medium without any pigment in it. So you can add a little bit of pigment to it, a little bit of paint. So I'll add this red, just a couple of drops. And you mix it up and you get this like transparent tint that you can add to things. Glazing is an incredible technique. So I like to use flats for this, for glazing, flat brushes. That's a flat. Work great. So just mix it up. And I know it looks really red, but when we lie it down, you'll see it's pretty thin. And I think it's going to really... So what I'm going to do now is glaze into these lighter areas. See, it just kind of tints the color that's down there. And you can put it over other colors, and you can glaze and build as much as you want on a painting.
Nice. It's so smooth, Sean. It's so smooth.
It's just a happy little glaze, right, Jim?
We have a comment here from Simon Ruskina saying Jameson and drawing away. I'm assuming he's drinking Jameson. But Sean, why don't you tell the stream what you guys are drinking that we were talking about earlier?
Oh, yeah, Jim, what do we got here?
Brother. Yeah, it's our
bougie mineral water from Mexico, Mineragua.
Yes. This was just a coincidence that we are both drinking.
I think you guys planned this. I think you planned this.
Our soda water.
We don't even have to plan it. We don't even have to speak. I buy one and Jim gets this vibe. Like, I feel like I need a Mineragua right now.
I think you guys were both like, we'll buy this bougie water and we'll make Jamie look stupid because he doesn't have bougie water. I think that was the plan.
Do you have bougie water in Scotland?
Dude, no, we just got water. We didn't have water until like last year.
Nothing that fancy.
I was gonna ask Sean, like, for pieces like this, how far ahead do you plan like a color palette for a piece like this? Like, of course, you ask the chat for like the highlight color, but do you always leave stuff?
So that's a good question, because what I've been doing recently is when I do my work, like my published work, I plan it out very specifically. I do little studies. In fact, I'll show you guys in a bit the studies I'm working on now. But when I do commissions and like art, like at cons, I like to wing it a little bit, because there's something about just throwing myself in the deep water and having to figure my way out. It forces me to learn something. So like this glazing technique, I learned by accident because I fucked something up on a painting. And I was talking to Leo Benetti, a friend of ours, an amazing artist.
Yeah,
and
Leo's
I was like,
shit. He's awesome.
He was like, you need to lighten that up. And I was like, well, how do you lighten up a transparent wash? And he was like, glazing. So I got some glazing fluid and I did it. And it was like, I had this sky that was red, but it needed to be orange. And I just glazed a few coats of orange on it and boom, it totally worked. So that got me like into glazing. So on stuff like this, I like to wing it because it gives me a chance to try some new stuff and learn some new stuff.
Thanks, man. We have another comment here from Simon again, saying, Sean, what other glazing mediums have you used in the past and how do they compare? Example, gel medium.
This is the only one I've used. I think I have some gel medium, but those are different. That's not a glazing. That's more of a medium. And mediums, I'm not experienced enough to speak on it, but from what I understand, mediums help with texture, whereas glazing helps with color. But I guess if you used a medium thin enough, you'd get the color. So that's my ignorant answer.
You got it, dude. You know what you're doing.
I'm the king of craft.
We're bringing craft back, dude.
We are.
Jim, every time I cut back to you, you're on a different piece.
I know. He's so fast.
I'm jumping around here. I'm going to do some, going to rock a little Catwoman thing here. Get some foxy ladies happening.
Jim's doing the whole Gotham universe.
It's technically our Bat family show.
That's right. That's it. So I did the Joker, obviously.
Yeah.
But you guys, Jamie, cut to mine real quick. So now that I've glazed it, that thin, like whitish pink area now is a deeper, richer red to it. So, and it's got a satin finish, so it's going to dry with a little gloss, but not a ton.
We have a super chat here from Johnny Makes Comics.
Oh, all right. Hey, first super chat. Thank you, Johnny.
I can't tell you how much it's for because it's in a currency that I don't know.
I see it says $5.
Yep, $5. Says, Jamie, who needs the most editing on the Ink Pulp podcast to keep things YouTube friendly? I don't think we've ever had to cut anything like that, have we? Like nothing that would get you guys. I mean,
no,
those things usually go out.
We recorded one yesterday, and Mateo was talking about someone's mother's giant asshole, so that will be in the show.
There was one in the episode that goes out this week, the Galapian and Daniel Enriquez episode. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Sean?
No.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to spoil it. People can go and see it, but there's something in there. It didn't get cut. It went out, but there's something in there that's funny.
Give me a hint, Jamie, just so I can remember.
He's talking about Eric, and then he's talking about Jonathan.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, that was you guys check that out. That's a good one.
No one knows what you guys are talking about. No one knows what you're talking about.
No, but
see, just to tease it. I had to animate a bar filling up for how much Mateo was getting cancelled.
That's right, Mateo.
That's part of the episode. So there's a bar in there to tell you when Mateo's getting cancelled. So there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
That was good.
Well, I'll tune in to find out what the hell you guys are talking about.
All right, Jim, tell us about the tools you're using because I'm watching you now.
What am I doing now? I'm rocking a Pilot parallel pen piece against this textured tannish ivory paper that I like a lot. It's got like a woven pattern into it, and when you draw on it, it creates a shaky kind of loose line, which is probably like the nightmare of most artists that want clean, smooth. But I don't want clean, smooth.
I feel like you're calling me out right now.
No.
I'm just kidding. Wait, Jim, hold on real quick. We have an awesome comment, I have to say. Bootlegging is a habit, says Jim draws the second best butts in comics. Second only to Sean's butts.
Okay.
Look, I'm not going to take the butt crown. I will say Jim and I are the two best butt artists in comics.
It's become my life's work.
It's a cost and a blessing.
Although we got Brandon Graham in the house, and Brandon draws a nice butt himself.
Oh, did you see Brandon?
Oh, that Penthouse cover?
He just rocked a cover for Penthouse.
Oh, my. Brandon, gorgeous. You murdered that cover hard. And that's not an easy thing to murder because you're following up some real bangers from Mateo's and Elia's 3 covers. Cameron Stewart banged one. Jeff DeCal banged one. I mean, that was a murderer's row.
Yeah. Brandon's the shit, man. But when I saw that cover, I was just like, okay, there you go, buddy. There.
Yeah, that got a comment out of me.
That's the wheelhouse right there. It's great.
That was a mean, sexy cover, B. All right, I need to get my opaques going now, I think.
Hey, Sean, real quick, can I do my quick contest giveaway?
Oh, please do. And we'll start the bidding soon. We'll just open up the bidding on the pieces we're doing.
So, guys, I have a question, Batman related, that I'm going to ask whoever is the first person to respond with the correct answer. It's going to go very quick because it's not a difficult question. But first person, Jamie, who says the correct answer in the chat, can you please pay attention to that? And then that person, email me through my website, and I will mail you this book. We good, Jamie?
We're good to go.
The question is, one of my favorite Batman one-shots of all time from 1991. The book is called Batman Judgment on Gotham. Who is the artist? Who is the artist?
Like someone just put in Joker.
Music.
Someone said Joker before you even finished, just to hope that they would nail it.
Get West Coast, the Avengers, David.
That was it.
He got it. Nice.
David, this is going to you, buddy. You've already got my email, so just shoot me your address, man.
Awesome. And guys, I've got a giveaway too that I'm gonna we'll do it later in the show, but I've got, like I said, this Night Runner piece I did as a tryout for DC was going to launch a Night Runner book. So this is my tryout. I'm going to be giving that away later in the show.
Sweet, dude.
Very cool piece.
Jamie,
Jim, the Avengers says just bring it to Heroes, by the way, Jim.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, perfect.
Saving on the shipping. Nice.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the book is collected in this trade of like Batman Judge Dredd related material, but this one shot, man, that Bisley painted is one of the most incredible standalone comics.
It's amazing.
And
it's
what's
painted.
that trade called?
What's that, Jamie?
I was just asking what the trade's called, but I can see it there. The Batman Judge. I'm going to buy that.
Yeah, you got to get this. But you guys, just look at just that one pager. This splash page. That is fucking incredible. If I painted this, I would retire from art and just be, this is a mic drop moment. I'd just be like, all right, I'm out. I'm done. Here you go, suckers. You're not going to get any better than this. This is like the raddest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, his Judge Death in that book melted my brain.
I was fucking like, that is incredible.
Yeah, that book is amazing.
So this is the shit that just gets me excited.
I mean, you can see the influence of his painting on my painting easily in my drawing and everything.
Yes. And do you want to talk about your other influences, Sean?
My other influences on my painting?
Well, I mean, definitely you're a Stelfreeze student.
Yeah. So Brian, I learned when I was in grad school, I had an internship with Andrew Robinson up in Macon, Georgia. I was in Savannah. Macon was about a 2.5 hour drive. So I'd get up at 6, I'd drive to Jolly Roger, and then I'd intern with Andrew. But Atlanta was closer. So I'd make it a 2-day thing. So I had a friend in Atlanta. I'd go stay with them. And then when I was in Atlanta, Stelfreeze would invite me to Gaijin, and I'd spend like the afternoon and evening getting schooled by Brian, go to bed, go back to Macon. And I did that for a summer. So Brian spent a lot of time with me and taught me a lot. He still does. Like I'm sitting next to him at HeroesCon. He'll come over and drop some knowledge on me. Like he did at OAX. He just dropped a knowledge bomb on me. I love it.
Yeah, he's still there to like give just invaluable advice. You know, he's just so damn good.
But Brian's use of color really impacted me, as you can see, because Brian paints with color, and I love color. I just always have.
Yeah, man, and your recent color stuff, the Lone Wolf and Cub you did at OAX.
Yeah, again, Brian guided me on that one too.
Your Fortnite loading screen that you rocked.
That was one.
It's just exciting to see. It's crazy to see, like, your stuff, like you have to see the original art too, because the original,
I think so.
The colors pop so much more.
Yeah. My scanner doesn't. I think it's just hard to scan paint that way. But guys, what I'm doing is when I build the paintings, I do plan my values, but none of my lights are there. So right now the Joker is pretty dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sculpt out some light into this area by using lighter colors, and that's where I use my opaques. So I got this acrylic gouache aqua blue that I'm going to start with, and then I'm going to quiet it down with a lighter, more muted blue, misty blue.
Nice.
And this is a fun part of the painting because it is like you're sculpting, like you're pulling the form out of the darkness.
I love the modeling on the Joker's face, man. The shapes of the actual construction of his face.
Thank you.
know?
Thank you. Yeah, that's something I'm big on. Getting that construction.
We have a question here for you, Sean, from Nathan
Yeah.
Campos Art, asking what kind of canvas is being used.
All right, so I am using Strathmore 500 mixed media board. You can buy it in sheets. It's a really heavy duty board, and it can stand up to all sorts of media. It can be really, really wet down. You can use dry media on it. Just a good all around surface to work on.
Yo, Drinkwater XE. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. Very nice of you. But the stuff you said about Sean and his family, I'm shocked by that.
I wasn't going to say anything about that, Jim, but
okay. Sean, war has been declared. Sides have been drawn.
Another beef is forming. So this glazing liquid on the tape is not dry. It's driving me crazy. All right, what's going on in the chat here?
I was going to say, with a comment from Tech Goblin saying that he thought Jim was going to ask what his favourite Batman book was, and he was going to say Year 100 as a guess. But we also had someone else mention Batman Year 100 earlier when we were talking about Year 1. I'm pretty sure someone said Year 100 better than Year 1.
Yeah, that's the Paul Pope book.
Yeah.
That's a killer book. And for those of you who want to know more about Batman Year 100, I did an episode all about it on Cartoonist Kayfabe with Jim Rugg and Ed Piskor. So
did you
go to Cartoonist Kayfabe YouTube and type that in. It was posted like a year or two ago, and it was cool because I called Paul Pope before we recorded the show, and I was like, can I talk to you and ask you a bunch of questions about Batman Year 100 so I can...
Oh, that's dope.
So I can report what you're saying in our episode. And he was like, of course, dude, let's talk about it. And so I got some stuff straight from the source of the mysterious...
that's amazing, bro.
The mysterious and handsome Paul Pope.
I think Jim's got a crush.
Cutting a little Zipatone here for you guys on a Wednesday evening.
Nice. Is that from Japan?
Sorry, I was going to say we have another question from Tech Goblin saying, Jim, how are you liking your new studio?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I have like this crazy space that I moved into in September in Kansas City, and yeah, I mean it's just funny moving. I miss the West Coast, but like I moved from the West Coast after being in Arizona, LA, and then Portland. And but the rent and the cost of living in the Midwest is just significantly cheaper. So, and I wanted to be closer. I'm a close drive to my whole family is in St. Louis. So I go back every 3 weeks or so and just kick it with my family, my dad, my nieces and nephews. I know that I'm getting older, you guys, because like family is really important to me now, and connecting with them and spending time with them. Like when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was like, my family doesn't understand me. I have to get away from them. And I was an idiot.
I like how we're both talking about how stupid we were when we were younger.
And yeah, I mean, it depends on what kind of personality you are, but I can definitely look back and be like, dude, I made mistakes. I thought I knew things. I was always a decent person, but there's things that I did in the past that I was like, I was a fucking idiot,
Yeah, me too. But I think that's good. That means we lived. I mean, you gotta make mistakes as a kid. You gotta do stupid shit. That's how you learn. That's how you learn to appreciate shit too.
Dude, that's a good thing.
For you.
Oh, go ahead, Jamie.
When you go, Jim. Sorry. I was going to say, we've got a question here for Sean saying, if you could have guessed it on Kayfabe, what book would you have chosen to talk about?
It's a good question. Probably Stray Bullets. That would have been the book I would have chose, because that is like one of my all-time favorite comics. Dave Lapham is one of my all-time favorite creators, and I don't feel like that work is talked about enough or given the love it really deserves. Wouldn't you agree, Jim?
So good, man.
Yeah,
I did a reread, man, of just like the first 10 issues a year ago, and I think I talked to you about it, but dude, the standalone issue, I don't know if it's issue 6 or 7, someone in the chat might know, but the issue that introduces Amy Racecar is like one of the best standalone single issue comics. It's so good. It's just so well written and well drawn. It's really cool.
Dave is a master. Getting to work with him was a career highlight for sure.
Oh, what was that? What was that on?
Well, we did a lot together. We got teamed up on a Deadpool one shot, and we clicked because like he's a hip hop fan, and he saw my social media. Like, I think this is around the time I had met Killer Mike and was hanging out with him a bit, so he was talking about that. But we did a Deadpool one shot. It was part of the Deadpool team up series. We did the Deadpool Satana book together.
Yes. Okay.
And then he went on to create Deadpool Max with Kyle Baker. And when Kyle got behind, they called me in to be the like backup guy. So I did a bunch of issues with Lapham and Deadpool Max.
Damn, that's awesome, man.
Which was amazing. There was one issue of Deadpool Max that we did. It was basically the story of Weasel, that character Weasel.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the darkest and most humanizing sad stories I've ever worked on. It was so beautifully written and delicately executed, and it's wrapped up in this like dark comedy. It was incredible. Yeah. It was incredible. I just like, that was a script I read. I was like, oh my God, I can actually like tell a story now. Like, the work is done. I just got to tell it.
That's so cool. Is that stuff, was your run of that, was that collected into a trade?
Yeah. Deadpool Max is collected into 2 trades, and I'm in both of them.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and also like working with Dave, because he writes, like, if you know Stray Bullets, you know his like he works in that grid.
Oh yeah, the 9 grid.
Well, it's not 9. Dave works in it was either 6 or 8. They were like storyboards almost.
Oh, that's right. Yes. The
I think it was 6. So he writes every script like 1 through 6 every page, but if a panel takes up 2 squares, it'll be like panels 2 and 3, and that's 1 panel. And so I learned a lot from like working off his grid, and it was great because I could ask him questions like, oh, when you were doing Stray Bullets, this is what you did here, and we're going for that here, and it was great. It was really great.
Man, that's awesome.
So just to lead off of that, do either of you guys have like preferences towards like how scripts are written for you guys, like full script and like the Marvel method and all that kind of stuff? Do you guys have your own preferences?
What do you think, Jim?
You know, so I did a Grendel black, white, and red story years ago with Matt Wagner, and he wrote it Marvel's method, and I really, really enjoyed it because he knew my work and he catered this story directly to my style, and so it was so much more freeing to work that way for me. But at the same time, I've worked on from super tight scripts like Kevin Smith's scripts for Clerks were panel by panel, page by page, and they're so dialogue heavy that as the artist, I felt like, well, I really need as much direction as I can get here because you have to know what these characters are doing when they're hanging out and talking. So because they're talking, that's kind of boring. Kevin would always give them like specific actions to be doing and stuff. So I've gone both ways on it, but I did prefer the Marvel method way with Matt, just because he knew and trusted me to do my thing on it, you know?
Yeah. And he's also Matt Wagner, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, completely.
That helps.
Yeah.
I'm torn on this. if the writer knows what they're doing, I can enjoy a Marvel style script. The problem is not many writers really know what they're doing, and they do that, and it just is like it's like handing me a mess to clean up, and I hate that. But the converse side of that is the writers who don't know what they're doing, when they start breaking things up into panels, it's even a bigger mess to try and clean up. So I think the Marvel way is great, but when I worked with writers who knew what they were doing, like Dave Lapham or James Robinson, the scripts were not Marvel style, but they were just, it was there. Like everything was there. Everything worked, and it was great.
Nice. Okay.
So I think I just prefer like a writer who knows what they're doing, and whatever they prefer is really it.
Yeah, that's what you want. I mean, that's, it's weird that you would even have to be concerned with getting a script from a professional and it being like, this isn't right. Like I have to read.
Well, but that's the last like 3 years of my freelance career at Marvel and DC was script after script of like people not knowing what the fuck they were doing. And I just felt like I was a cleanup man.
Yeah.
Like my job was hard. They weren't paying me more, but they were like, "Hey, this guy's a really popular in sitcoms. Here's a comic script. Make it work." And you're just like,
oh yeah, dude, that was the era. That's so funny because that was the era when like comics was like, let's hire comedians and TV writers to do comics, and like the Hollywood crossover with making comics. Which it's like, well, no, we don't care about that. We just want people that know how to actually write comic books. Like what?
Right. Now I did have I worked with Paul Scheer and his writing buddy Nick, and we did a book together. And while the scripts were very difficult, they had a great attitude. They were just like, we don't know exactly how to make this work. We trust you. So there was a lot of back and forth, and it was a really fun experience working with those guys.
Nice.
And we actually got along really well. And then Paul asked me to art direct a pilot for this cartoon he made. And actually, guys, you got to watch this. We did a pilot of this cartoon called Bad Guys, and it was a spoof on the bad guys from G.I. Joe.
Nice.
It was Cobra Commander, Destro, all of them. But the voice actors, the Cobra Commander was Keegan-Michael Key. The Jason Mantzoukas was one of the characters. Chelsea Peretti was another. Like it was like a murderer's row of voice actors, all of Paul's friends, and it was fucking hilarious. It's on YouTube. If you Google Bad Guys pilot, you'll see it, and it is. I don't know how it didn't get picked up, and they had spent like a year or two with this animation studio trying to get the designs right. And they just called me one day. I remember I was sitting on my couch with my kids, and Paul's like, "Hey, will you just, while you're sitting there, like, we'll pay you, just do some sketches." So I just did some sketches. Like we vibed because like their Cobra Commander, they were like, we see Cobra Commander as like a maniac Kanye West. And I was like,
nice.
okay, I can do that. So I just did a few little sketches, and they called me. They're like, "You just nailed it on the first try. After we've been trying to get this for years." So they asked me to art direct the whole show.
Wow. Okay.
So That's did. Awesome. And it was hilarious. I don't know how it got picked up, but even Adult Swim saw the pilot because they didn't have a big budget. And Adult Swim was like, how did you get the art to this level on that budget? And they were like, "Sean's our secret weapon." And
dude, that's awesome.
It was a great experience. And I swear, man, that cartoon is hilarious. Guys, go watch Bad Guys. Just Google, YouTube it. Bad Guys pilot. Keegan-Michael Key just murders it.
Yeah, he's great. He's hilarious. There was
So we have another question here. I was going to say as well, though, I did find that if you type in on YouTube Bad Guys pilot, it's the first result, Bad Guys US SE1 F0 pilot. So it's right there.
You found it?
I found it.
Yeah, you found it? It's only like 11 minutes long, so please watch it. It's hilarious. It should have.
Oh, the version on YouTube is only 2 minutes, so that might not be the whole thing.
That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, the whole thing is like 11 minutes. It's on there somewhere, I think. Maybe it's on Adult Swim's website still. I don't know.
We had a good question here from Hobo Deadfish. Do you guys have a specific time or moment from your past before any exponential blow up that you knew if you had not taken action on, you would not be the name or brand that you are today? So like pivotal moments in your career type thing.
I can talk about my fall from grace. We can do that. It wasn't a decision I made that was bad. It was circumstances that didn't play in my favor. I was coming off of Batman, off of Arkham Manor, and I got a call from the editor-in-chief at Marvel, and he was like, "Hey, my editors are all wanting to scoop you up, so they're going to be coming at you with offers." And I was like, "Oh, great. Okay, cool." And then DC, as I was finishing, offered me a run on Detective. And I was like, all right, the smart move here is to go to Marvel, play these teams against each other. That's the better move. And I had just drawn Batman, and I could draw Batman forever and be happy, but Marvel offered me the X-Men. And I was going to launch, they were launching everything new #1s, and I was going to launch a brand new X-Men book, and I was going to be the artist on it. But it was a little whiles off, so to keep me busy, they gave me that one shot that was a Guardians team up. It was Ant-Man and Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was the Paul Scheer project with Nick. And so that took some time because the script was really tricky, but we got it done, and I think it's some of my best work ever. I look at it still, I'm like, I was on fire when I drew that book. So then after I finished it, like me and some artist friends I knew who were launching some other X books and Guardians books, the editor that we were contacted by quits Marvel because he was secretly the entire time starting a new publisher.
Oh,
and everybody gets fired off the book before it even starts. Now, I didn't get that email, and I was like, what's going to happen to me? And then I get an email from the old assistant editor, who's now the editor, took the job. And she's like, "Hey, Sean, we want to keep you at Marvel. We want to keep you busy. We want to keep you happy. So I'm looking for something. Just give me a day or two. I'll find something." So that's when they came back at me with launching a new book, but it was like a, not even a B list. It was like a C list book with an inexperienced writer. And it was a miserable experience, and it murdered me. And I could never get my footing back after that.
Damn. Yeah. What a weird.
Yeah. It was
that's
very
corporate.
strange.
That's corporate comics. That's like the weird.
Yeah. It was very strange.
Super bizarre, man. Hey, real quick, before, not to interrupt you, Sean. Chris in the chat. Yeah, definitely post the link to your Kickstarter and promote your book you're doing, dude. That's what we're here for, to promote our, if you guys don't know, sure, promote your own work in the chat. If you're
guys, please use the chat to your advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all about the community. Always remember that. This is about the community.
And also we want to see, like, I want to see what people are making. I'm curious to see like what new indie stuff I can check out,
Definitely. So guys, Jamie, give me a camera for a sec. So guys, you can see like I'm starting to pull the light out of the Joker. The camera's kind of blowing it out a little bit. Let me see if I get it closer. But you can see it's not as dark. It's more dramatic in person. There you go. That's a better view of it. But yeah, so the light's starting to come into the Joker. So that's what the opaque work is all about. Jamie, let's start so guys, the pieces we're doing, you can bid on these. These pieces we're doing are definitely up for auction, and Jamie's going to keep tally on it. Jim, do you want to start your bids for the Catwoman, and then I'll start the bids?
Oh yeah. This one is basically almost done. This is just like a little shorty. This is I'll start this at like 100. It's a mixed media. I mean, it's got Zipatone in it, guys. Come on, you gotta. Once you put Zipatone down, it immediately starts at 100. So I had to bring those Zipatone sheets back from Japan. You guys, come on, cut me some stuff.
Guys, we'll be accepting bids for the entire show, and Jamie will keep a running tally of the bids. If you want to bid, just put it in the comments. Just put the amount. So Jim's starting Catwoman at what'd you say, 100?
Yeah, let's do 100 on this guy. On this guy.
All right, great. All right, so I'm going to start the bids low on my Joker here, since this is the first show and you guys are all new here. I'm going to start the bids at 300, because this piece, I would actually, this piece would be 650. So, because anyone going to Heroes, I'm offering these commissions. I'm bringing all my paints. I'm offering 9x12 portraits for 650, fully painted. I'm only taking on 4. So if you want a commission like this from Heroes, either email me at inkpulp@gmail or DM me on any of the platforms. But we'll start the bidding off on this guy at 300. So there you go, Jamie. You got a bid already for Jim there.
We do indeed, from West Coast Avenger.
David, thank you. David is putting me and my children through these hard times. By the way, he's single-handedly. I have no children, but I appreciate.
Right, I was going to say, what children are we talking about?
Thank you, Dave. Now, guys, this is going to add even more value to the piece, which is Jamie. Can we get a little dialing music here, just like you did for our last episode of Trash Movie? We're going to do a little white.
I'm supposed to perform?
Little white. What'd you say?
Am I supposed to perform?
Yes. You're supposed to have a. We agreed on this. You're supposed to have a little synthesizer, and this is the part where you.
I did. I forgot. Sorry.
Jamie, it's like you're supposed to be like.
Okay, go.
Jamie, as I spatter the white, we plan this. It's supposed to be like.
Right. Sorry. Give me a fresh start. Go again.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, dude, come on. That's all you're getting. We have another bid for Jim's piece from Corey Kerr at 125.
Oh, hell yeah. Guys, do you remember my Whatnot show? Are we going to have a bloodbath for Jim?
Let's do it, but keep it civilized. That's so funny. The show's just gone off the rails with our stupid trickery. But this is what it is. We're just here to have fun, man.
Totally. Johnny says we don't pay Jamie enough. How do you know what we pay Jamie?
Because they don't pay me anything. They say I get paid in clout. It's crazy.
We promised it would help his career.
Exactly.
Yeah, but hey, who's editing Mark Miller's new podcast?
Well, Jim, these things happen.
You better be.
Now he's humble.
Well, put a guy in the spotlight.
You can charge Mark Miller like way more than you charge us, man. All right,
Jamie,
I have to jump up and wash this brush off, so you can
go for it. Jamie, do you pronounce it Millar or Miller?
Miller.
Okay. All right, I've been saying it wrong.
I think that's an American thing. I never understood that.
Well, because Miller, like Miller, is how we spell Miller. So it's very strange for us to see an A there. So it makes us think like, oh, we have to pronounce it differently.
Just because he's Scottish, you guys just think there must be some exotic pronunciation?
Pretty much, yeah.
My name's actually pronounced Jimmy.
Wait, how say it?
I'm kidding.
No, please say that again. Please say that again.
What,
I just want to
Jimmy?
hear it. Jimmy.
Yeah, that's me, man.
Jamie, I do need to tell you, Klaus emailed us because Frank Quietly watched our episode with Klaus Jansen, and he emailed Klaus to tell him how great that episode was and that he's a fan of the podcast now, and that he also ended up following me, which was awesome for me to see. But I think we need to try to get him on the show.
Dude, that would be amazing. I met Frank last weekend at a con in Glasgow.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I got a little sketch from I've got a couple of sketches from Frank actually at different cons and stuff.
So was Miller there? Mark Miller there?
No, it was Frank Quietly and Brian Hitch.
Oh wow!
Nice.
So did Miller like kind of say like, "Hey, my editor's going to be there. He's going to say hi to you guys" or anything?
No, dude, I'm too socially awkward for that. I would never drop that. Nah, I can't do that shit.
When you got the sketch from him, did you say, "Hey, I edit the podcast"?
No, dude, no.
Oh my god!
Can't do that.
We got to work on your self promotion, brother.
One day I will.
You could definitely say something and just throw your weight around, but
yeah, I mean you're the guy in podcast editing right now.
Did I get to live like a double life? I've got like a secret identity when I go to these cons and stuff. I just walk around and like no one knows. No, if they really knew who I was, I'm like Spider-Man.
Yeah, but now you're on this show. They're gonna know you now. It's over.
Fuck. I'm gonna wear a mask next time. Fuck my voice. I'll just be the guy that does Jim's tune up do all day, man. That'll be me.
That'd be great.
You're like, who's that crazy guy who's doing the keyboard sounds? Like, that's all he does? Oh shit, that's awesome. Yeah, I met Frank. I met Frank Whiteley years ago at Paris Comic-Con. He was such a good dude, such an awesome guy.
He's such an amazing
he's a really nice guy.
Incredible artist.
We had a question from Hobo Deadfish again saying, moving forward, what is the most important aspect of your art and comics that you hold true to yourself?
It's a good question. Jim, you wanna roll with that?
Moving forward, which one was it? I just wanted to. Oh, what is?
I'll put it on screen.
Oh man, well, I mean, for me, it's kind of obvious. It's just like having a unique style, a unique vision, and just being kind of a self-contained unit where I basically handle all my own business. I have worked with art reps off and on through the years, but at the same time, it's like I usually just handle all my own business. You know, I do my own work. I communicate directly with editors. I've learned to never miss deadlines, and which gives me a good reputation, and because people talk. So if you're talented but you miss deadlines, people are going to find out about that kind of stuff. So I've just kind of prided myself on unique style, disciplined work ethic, and not screwing things up when I'm given an opportunity. That stuff matters.
Definitely.
Hopefully that answers. I don't know if that.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer.
Sean, what would you say?
I would say what Jim just said. I kind of learned from him. Like I was able to stop trying to fit my work into a box that I felt like was expected of someone who was given the jobs I was given, and just started to lean into being me.
And you have, man. You've like manifested, a whole thing over just. I feel like the last year, 2 years have been
since COVID. I think is when I really kind of started.
Like there's like some new shit going on.
Definitely, but it feels more true to me.
Yes.
I guess that's
Go ahead. I guess that's the other thing. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's like each artist kind of has to figure out what is true to them, what feels right, and how you want to present yourself, present your work, and really what you want to do. Because if you're going to spend countless hours at the table making this stuff, how is that going to be fun and entertaining for you?
Right. Totally.
So that's really one of the big tricks is like, well, what kind of stuff do you want to make? Like, what do you want to put out into the world that makes the ultimate statement of like, this is me, this is what I do,
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And that was definitely something I got from getting to know Jim and looking at his work and career.
And getting super high and having discussions and
Absolutely.
traveling, dude, like how we do, we travel, we take boats, we go boating.
That's right. We go boating.
We go on exotic yachts. I can't even say it with a straight face. It's like
apparently we're James Bond villains now.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, what's not to love?
So I'm drawing this specific belt on Batman, even though it's very crude. But there's remember in the 80s, Batman had these pellets. He had the belt.
Yes.
Not with the pouches, but
they were like capsules. They were like giant capsules.
Yes, these capsule things, and then there's like a buckle, and then a capsule. Here's my question, big question, Sean, for the night.
Yeah.
What goes in these capsules? What do you fit?
Dude, I'm pretty sure I remember the Killing Joke. He opened a capsule and it had these little pellets that when he threw on the ground, they released a gas.
Oh shit. Okay.
Am I remembering that correctly?
You might be right. Someone in the chat knows.
It might have been year 2. Maybe it was year 2 that he did that.
Is It Unlimited is asking what's the current bid on Sean's piece. There's no first bid yet, but it's starting at $300.
Starts at 300. No one's popped in at the 300 level.
I mean, come on, people! For 300, that's a steal.
It's definitely a steal at 300.
Corey Kerr says he holds shark repellent spray in the pellets.
All right, there you go.
That is true. That's like the 60s kind of thing. But then I'm wondering if it was Mazzucchelli in year 1 that kind of introduced the pouch idea, or was that Frank maybe in Dark Knight Returns, or I don't know.
I know he had pouches in Dark Knight Returns. Is that the first?
I think it was Dark Knight Returns. Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
Who's our There's got to be a Batman expert in the chat.
Frank's an innovative motherfucker.
Oh, speaking of Frank, did you see the trailer for the Frank Miller documentary?
No.
Oh,
yeah. Did it look so good?
Yeah.
Where's that coming out on?
I mean, it's getting a very, very small, limited theatrical release. I know they're doing it.
Is it really?
I know they're doing it in New York, but I'm assuming.
Oh, is it called like Genius or something?
Yeah, American Genius.
Yeah, American Genius.
I saw a poster for it. I didn't see the trailer.
And
that's the thing. I don't know how is it going to come to like streaming or something? Like, where is the wide release of it going to be?
It has to. It has to.
Yeah, it has to. It has to.
There's got to be. Oh, okay. Is there anyone? DC. This is awesome. DC's Who's Who itemized what's in the Bat Belt. Do you guys remember Who's Who?
Yes, I do.
That's the shit.
I've heard of it. I think it was a little bit before I was reading. I was going to go.
There we go. Today I picked up the brilliant Ian Bertram, Little Birds fan.
Oh,
first issue of his new book. This guy is so brilliant. Man.
Isn't that the sequel to Little Bird?
It's a prequel, actually.
Prequel.
35 years before Little Bird. But I mean, dude, this guy is just drawing his ass off. He's so good.
Yeah, he is a beast extraordinaire.
Picked up that baby. Sean, you met my homie Jonathan Marks at New York, I think 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
John is a super talented mixed media artist.
Dude, I did a pull quote for that book. It might be on the back.
Okay, it's not. Is it on?
Dude, I thought that book was incredible.
Yeah, he's so good. So, Sean, what you did the quote for, I think they did maybe a Kickstarter one shot, and now they're releasing it as serialized, individual issues through Image.
Okay.
But man, the print quality on this is so gorgeous.
I'm pretty sure what I did was for Image. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, look at that.
It wasn't that long ago.
John is so good, man. He's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so good. My quote was like that book is a celebration of craft. That's what my quote was basically saying.
Little shameless plug here. I rocked a variant cover for Wes Craig's Kaya issue 19 came out today. Nice. Wes is a homie of ours, and I think he's one of the most talented and underrated storytellers in all of comics. He's so good. He's amazing.
Yeah, Wes is great. Great.
And the fact that anybody who's writing, drawing, and coloring their own creator-owned comic book deserves all the praise, all the support in the entire world.
Absolutely.
And I ordered this online, and this is Jim's big pick of the month, the Spotlight book, which is our buddy Michel Fife creating Copra. You can score this directly from him online. This is a fucking fantastic guide to how to make your own comic books, how to self-publish, how to find printers, how to ship. It's a one-stop shop of, if you want to make your own comic books, here's how Michelle's been doing it for like the last.
I got to get that. That just sounds incredible.
Score this, you guys, if you're out there wanting to do your own stuff. It's really, really good. And that's Jim's Comic Corner.
Wait, can I jump in the corner?
Of course, man. Of course.
So, guys, what we have here is Death Transit Tanager #1, but Carl, the artist and writer of this book, this is gorgeous stuff. He has a Kickstarter going right now for issue 2. So I'm highly recommending you get in on that Kickstarter. His name's Carl Kerschel. And if you just go to his Instagram, which is at Carl Kerschel, you'll see the link. It's also Lethal Comics. Him and Andy kind of have that company. So you can see this book is gorgeous. Carl is a beast.
So beautiful.
And he's a friend, and he's one of my favorite artists. Now, that being said, I'm going to start my giveaway, and it ties into Carl. So the question is, when I was working on Arkham Manor, Carl was working on a book alongside me at the same time. What book was Carl drawing at the time?
Adam, just while we're waiting on answers for that, Sean. We got a bid in for your piece, Sean. We got a bid in for your piece for 300 from Daniel Goodwin.
Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. That's great.
Adam Archer in the chat. Thanks for the super chat, homie. Adam,
I see my.
Do you know Adam Archer's artwork, Sean?
I know that. Yeah, I think I do. Wait, that he did a super chat. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, dude, he is awesome. Everybody go online. Adam, can you post your social media, your IG and everything? Adam's work is fucking awesome.
I see my homie Jonathan Lopez asked me what's for dinner. This goes back to my live show on Instagram days, because I would always have dinner. So, Jonathan, I've started a new way of eating my doctor recommended, where I have my bigger meal for lunch, and then my typical lunch was like salad and fruit and nuts and berries. So I do that for dinner. So for dinner tonight, I had a Mediterranean salad, some strawberries, some pistachios, some cashews, and some dried apricots. I know it's not exciting, but it's healthy.
Okay, so I've been doing it correctly then for the last couple of years, where I do the same thing, where I eat my big meal is lunch every day, and then I'll eat like eggs for dinner and maybe some fruit, and that's sort of it, because I don't want to go to bed with like a full stomach of
that's what
food.
he said. He said it's easier on your system to digest the bigger stuff throughout the day and not through the night.
Still no one got the answer to your question yet, Sean? Do you want to repeat the question?
No one's. So yeah, guys, if you the free Night Runner drawing, all you got to do. What book was Carl Kerschel working on alongside me as I was working on Arkham Manor? And this was a book I am so shocked did not take off. I thought it was a home run. I mean, first off, Carl was drawing it. Secondly, the subject matter was just.
There we go. Someone got it. Jonathan Lopez.
Gotham Academy, baby. Yeah. So Becky Cloonan was writing that book with our friend Brandon, and Carl was drawing it, and I was working on Arkham Manor. Cameron and Babs were working on Batgirl with Brandon also, and we had this email chain going where every day we'd kind of email like what progress we were having. So when I saw what they were doing with Gotham Academy, it was basically like Harry Potter for Gotham. I was like, how is this book not going to explode? And it didn't. I still don't understand that one. But Carl made a beautiful, beautiful book. So who got it? Who got the answer? Jonathan, my man. So Jonathan, send me a DM and I will mail you the Night Runner drawing. All right.
The key to drawing Batman, Sean, is just add a bunch of black everywhere.
Oh, of course. Now, Jim, you got to open up bids on that one. So we've got Catwoman at how much is Catwoman at?
125 at the moment.
125. And then do you want to start the bids on Batman, Jim?
Yeah, we'll do 100 on this guy too. It's going to be Batman, kind of, sort of full figure, and with lots of black, like I said. So
awesome. So let's start the bid on Jim's Batman for 100.
If you're a goth kid, I mean, why would you not bid on this? It's black, it's evil, it's sinister, it's the Dark Knight guy.
Is he wearing nail polish though, Jim?
He is under the gloves. Yeah, he is.
That's the correct answer. And then, all right, so 125 on Batman. All right. And so my painting's at 300. Is that correct there, Jamie?
That is correct.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
So we'll as we close the show down later, we'll just have like a final like bidding going on.
So since Dave, West Coast Avengers, is keeps showing us so much love, I got to promote his YouTube channel where he sells comic books. He does fascinating travel videos where he goes to different cities and different countries and hunts for comics. The dude knows his shit. He always picks out really good stuff, and he's just a really good person. I met him and got to chat with him at OAX in January.
Oh,
and
okay.
He's a music head. He's got great taste. He knows what he's doing.
I'm guessing I probably met him at OAX too.
Doesn't that seem like OAX seems like 2 years ago now?
It does. It does. I can't wait to go back.
It's
I actually missed a bid on Jim's. Sorry, I missed a bid on Jim's Catwoman piece. So West Coast Avengers went up to 150 on that. So that's at 150 right now.
All
nice.
Right.
Thank you, dude.
Nice. So guys, right now I'm using that yellow green. I'm just using it on the haha. See how electric that is? Woo wee!
Oh, that's awesome,
Banging.
dude. Holy shit.
Banging. And then when I get the orange yellow on the side of the face, they're just gonna like kind of give strength to each other, and it will be a trademark psychedelic solution.
Sean, do we want to say that in the future of this show, we would love to bring on other artists,
Absolutely.
We can tease a little, not say names, but we do want to bring friends of ours on the show.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, Jim and I will be here. So this show is the first Wednesday of every month. And Jim and I will always be here. And there will be times where we will have our friends come on, guest artists. I've already people when I was advertising the show and I was getting DMs from friends, I was like, that were excited about it. I was like, hey man, we're probably going to ask you to come on one day. And everyone was very, very down to do it.
That's awesome. That's a good sign.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have a problem getting people on. I think it'll be fun.
We know a couple people that draw. We know a couple.
Just a few. And they're not bad either.
Did we miss any? I'm just scrolling through the chat. Jamie, did we miss any important questions? Or oh shit, hold on real quick. Okay, SD says I'm loving Jasper Jubinville's Dynamite Diva. I also love that book, man. Jasper is a really young, incredibly talented cartoonist doing his own comics. He's on Instagram, and I'm a fan of his work. So good looking out on.
Awesome.
Shouting out Jasper.
That's great.
That's where it's at, man. We got to promote people doing their own shit.
Absolutely. Oh, Jim, Mateo just sent me the first issue of his creator-owned book.
Oh shit,
dude!
I can only imagine.
He's on another level. I
know.
don't understand how he keeps getting better. But the storytelling is just masterful.
Yeah.
It's insane. It is insane.
It doesn't surprise me. We're talking about Matteo Scalera, by the way, if people don't know, but I'm sure they know, but
yeah, I'm sure they do. But yeah,
dude, I mean, Matteo, it's weird because I think of him as a friend first and a genius artist second, but Matteo is a once in a generation talent.
I agree.
He's an anomaly. He's fucking brilliant. And it would be the equivalent if you and I were basically hanging out in 1986 with Frank Miller.
Yeah, or Bill Sienkiewicz or any of those guys. Well, yeah, I agree.
And it's I can't even feel envy toward him or competition toward him because I'm just this guy is on his own planet with what he's doing.
Right. And aside from that, he's a fucking brother. He's the nicest, most amazing human being.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we went to Italy last year and he welcomed us into his country with open arms and just was the most gracious host. And
he's great.
He is the real deal. So what's going on with your guys with the Ink Pulp podcast? You just posted a
dude, it's
Finch episode.
Going well. Yeah, we just had David Finch's episode come out this week, and I think it's the highest performing episode to date, even more so than our McFarlane episode.
No shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's only been out a few days, and I don't think McFarlane hit these numbers. Jamie can correct me if I'm wrong, but
I'm checking it right now, Sean. We also had a good question. Sorry, on you go.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Scott Hepburn asked Sean, have you ever considered full painted interiors?
First off, Scott, thank you for coming on board. If you guys, you probably know, Scott Hepburn is a badass artist, part of the Raid Studio, amazing guy. Scott, yeah, I have thought about it for sure. Everything I'm doing right now is to find ways to build a life for me that will allow me to do my own comics, and doing them painted is definitely something I want to explore along with black and white. I don't want to just do painted, but yeah, Scott, yes. When Jim pulled out that Judge Dredd Batman that Bisley did, I was I remember seeing that and I remember thinking will I ever be good enough to paint a comic? And I feel like I'm ready to do it.
Dude, yeah, you doing a painted book would be something special. That would be awesome.
I would love to do it. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. And Scott, thank you for coming in and watching. I really appreciate you coming in. I love that we get.
Actually said I'm always watching, Sean.
Oh, thank you. I think Scott's got a little crush on me.
Wait. Does he mean that in a creepy way, or just like he's watching your shows and is learning things?
It really depends on how you vocalize it.
Jim, have you met Scott?
I think I have. Now you're putting me on the spot because I'm gonna feel bad if I don't remember meeting him.
Just say you have. Just say you have.
I have. Guys, in my defense, 27 years of doing conventions, you sometimes forget like what has happened and who you've met, and lots of weed smoking in those years as well. So,
all right. So Johnny Makes Comics just asked a question. When are you guys bringing Joe Mad onto the show?
Oh,
Johnny, if I could have Joe Mad on any of these shows, I would lose my ever-loving mind. And if he came on to draw with us, I don't think I could draw. I honestly do. I don't know if I could sit there and draw in front of him. That dude is like God level for me.
that would be amazing. That would be the shit.
I would love it. I would absolutely love it.
Who knows? Does anyone out there know how to get a hold of Joe?
I mean, Umberto is been on the show, on the podcast, and he's a fan of all of us and what we're doing, and he knows Joe, but I don't think I would ask that of him. That's a big ask.
Yeah. It's kind of like you have to limit what favors you ask from.
Right now, like with Frank Quietly, like he emailed Klaus saying he liked the show, which gives me an in to say, hey, Klaus, do you think he'd want to come on? Like if Umberto emailed me and said, hey, Joe Mad loves the show, that would give me an in to ask.
Yeah. How did you guys get McFarlane on the show?
That's a good story. So Jonathan Glapion is a friend. He's a fan of the show, and he's a fan of my work. And, you know, Jonathan had a career as Greg Capullo's inker for all those Batman books and beyond. And Jonathan, I think, might be my favorite mark maker in the industry. Like the way his understanding of craft and tools and mark making is unbeatable.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
And then I saw on his Instagram he would post his own paintings, and they were fucking incredible. So I would DM him like, bro, why aren't you drawing interiors? And he just was like, I'm not good enough. And his wife is awesome too, Tara. So I'd be at a con and be like, Tara, why isn't he drawing his own books? She'd be like, that's what I told him. Tell him. So I would always tell him that. And now he's penciling, inking, and coloring his own book over at McFarlane Productions.
Okay.
So he's a big fan of the show. And so he said to me, you guys, you should get McFarlane on. I was like, I don't know, Todd. Like, I can't just ask him. He's like, let me see what I can do. And then he was like, Sean, you should be doing Spawn covers. And I was like, again, I don't know the people over there. He was like, all right, let me see what I can do. So at New York Comic Con, he comes over with the editor-in-chief over at McFarlane's Productions, who, Jim, you know Thomas.
Thomas Healy, great dude.
Yeah, great
Shout
dude.
out to Thomas Healy. He could be
he's
watching.
awesome.
Who knows? We don't know.
Yeah, he could be. Well, Thomas turned out he was a fan of my work and wanted to see if he could fit me in over at McFarlane. And so then I got a cover gig from it. And then like 2 minutes later, Jonathan brings over Todd's PR people. And they're like, we want to get Todd on the show. And they're giving me their email addresses, and got back from New York and we set it all up.
It's the shit. That's awesome.
Because Jonathan's a good dude. He's looking. I mean, the thing is, like, this comic book community, when we help each other, is incredible.
Yeah.
There's just too many people who are just out for self.
Yeah.
And there's plenty to go around.
Yeah. Well, the people that are out for self are insecure.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's a good point.
You know, but yeah, man, like when I'm at conventions and everything, I feel the community in the real world in person, hanging out, having fun, talking is a wonderful and beautiful thing. It's just, it sucks that when it's on, and we don't have to get into like dark shit or drama, but I'll just say when it is online, that's where it just sometimes can get like weird and petty. And I know you're in the same boat, dude, where it's like, I'm not interested in like any of that bullshit. So I just want to be with my friends. I want to make cool shit. I want to talk about cool comics with people and enjoy the art form. Cause to me, it's like the comic book industry, I don't know where that's going or how to predict what the health of all that is, but comic books as an art form is what I'm passionate about and is what I'm concerned about being a part of, participating in, and advancing. You know what I mean? And
it's about the medium, not the industry.
Yes. So, and I think a lot of people, man, feel the same way. They just, you know, it's like,
I think so too. I mean, that's really kind of, that's a big reason I started that Keep Craft Alive idea. I was like, let's stop paying attention to like internet rumors and nonsense and bad books. Like, let's get back to talking about the craft and making cool shit and sharing our techniques with each other and our ideas.
Yo, dude, Rossi in the chat. What up?
Rossi, what up? Cool fellas making cool stuff. I like it. Well, thank you, Rossi. We'll see you at Heroes. We got to grab a drink with Rossi.
Rossi's awesome. Check out Rossi's art if you guys don't know it. I'm assuming you do if you're in.
Yeah, another amazing Toronto artist has blessed our show tonight.
Speaking of Toronto, have you done... When was the last time you did a Canada show?
Dude, it's been a while. I think it was... when I had my gallery show at that's Raid Studio, it was the Toronto Comic Con, which is run by Fan Expo. It's not Fan Expo Toronto. It's called Toronto Comic Con. They have two shows. Fan Expo's two shows.
Oh, right.
Okay. So that was a while ago. That was a few years ago. What about you?
I was there years ago with Jason Sean Alexander at Fan Expo.
Okay.
Toronto. And it's so funny, man, because the weather was so bitter, freezing cold that once we got to the hotel, we never stepped outside for like 3 days because the hotel just directly linked to the convention. Yeah. So we luckily, like the hotel, like the restaurant was great. The bar was awesome. So we ate all of our meals and just lived our lives for 3 days straight, just in this hotel. Because the weather was so insane.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I did TCAF more recently than that other show. But Jim, let's do TCAF next year. Have you? When was the last time we did TCAF? Have you ever?
I haven't done that in years. It would be awesome.
Dude, that's such a great celebration of like independent comics. That show rocked, man.
Yeah, I would totally be down for that. That'd be.
I'm gonna do it next year.
Is that Chris from the Beguiling, the comic shop? Is that still his?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Rossi can tell us. You know what? I gotta say.
Also had a.
What'd you say?
Oh, there you go, Sean. I was just going to say, we got a couple of comments about Baltimore Comic Con. What you guys are doing.
That I'm doing. I'm going to do Baltimore in 2025. I just want to say, Johnny Makes Comics. I didn't realize that was you, John Amore. I apologize. Another awesome comic book artist blessing our show today. So thank you. But yeah, Baltimore. So what were the comments about Baltimore Comic Con?
Just one comment asking if you guys are going to be there from Nico Rodriguez, and then another comment asking any insight, again from Nico, asking any insight on how Baltimore Comic Con is tabling there for the first time this year. Love hearing you guys talk about your con experiences.
I've never done it. I've heard nothing but great things about that show, and I'm very excited to do it. And I'm going to do it not this year, but probably next year.
I'm ready to get back to Baltimore. It's been like over a decade since I've been there.
All right, you guys wanted the orange. I don't know if you can see it, but I put a little bit on his chin and see how that lights up nicely already. And wait till I get some yellow on top of that. Thank you, guys. This is what's the current high bid on this one?
Still at 300.
It's still at 300. Okay. Yeah, guys, this is gonna be a killer piece.
Dude, that's looking ridiculous. That's awesome. You got a future, kid. You got a future in this business.
You got a promising career ahead of you, kid.
The show just turns into us like doing fucked up characters, and
I'm down. That sounds good to me.
Jamie, did you bring those the puppets that I asked you to bring for the puppet show later?
Oh, sorry. I thought that was for the next episode, man. Sorry.
Damn it. It's okay. It's okay.
Jamie, how many? Oh, wait, I see. Oh, dude, we got 92 people in the house. That's fucking great.
Nice.
Thank you guys all for coming to our first show. We're going to keep this going, so I hope you all return as we go.
And this is Wednesday, right? For a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
People could be watching
MacGyver.
The Facts of Life or whatever. Our references are like 40 years old.
The Facts of Life.
You know, Tootie and Blair. You remember that show? Mrs. Garrett or whatever.
Mrs. G.
Oh shit, Sean. So in the last Trash Movie Bonanza show, me and Chris were like trying to avoid talking about one of the terrible movies we were reviewing, and we started talking about like, remember in the 80s the nighttime like soap opera shows like Knots Landing?
Yes. And Falcon Crest and Dallas.
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
My mom used to watch like Falcon Crest and shit. Such a specific like weird 80s thing, but this was before there was 570 channels. You know, it's like we didn't have cable until like I was in like high school. So
yeah, I think I was in like my last year of middle school. We got cable.
Was that a big deal?
Got a question for you, Sean. We got a question for you. What's the story behind Wolf King?
Who's asking about my Wolf King?
Ginger Bear House Studio.
Oh, I don't know. It sounds cool. No, it's just because I feel like in life, like I've kind of gone my own way, done my own thing, and I'm like the king of my little pack that I take care of.
Oh, that's new, right? You got some new.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen these yet, Jim.
How painful was that getting your fingers done?
You know, this is a question that I get a lot. I just feel like tattoos hurt, and they're tolerable, but they hurt. And did my fingers hurt? I don't remember. The pain I remember the worst was my chest.
Oh, yeah.
That was like when he first hit my chest with those needles, like the first minute I was like, I don't think I can do this.
Oh, shit.
And now I didn't say anything. It was just in my head. But then like a few minutes later, the adrenaline kicked in and I was getting into a zone. I was like, all right, I can do this. I can do this. Other than that, I was good. You know, I think it's more about how long you're sitting. Like, you know, this was a couple hours. I mean, sure, it fucking hurt. There were some areas where I was like, ooh, that's tender. And there's some areas like, I don't feel it so much.
Right.
But I don't know. Don't you agree, Jim? Like they just hurt. And do you feel like they're worse in different areas? I mean, I know there are areas that really suck. I've had my feet and my hands done, and the tattoo artists tell me those are rough areas, but those areas have been tolerable, but they're also smaller tattoos. But like my chest, that shit hurt.
Oh, I can imagine.
I can't imagine what your ribs would feel like getting tattooed on.
And if you're getting your chest done, it almost feels like you're in a weird position where you're you're almost like stuck in that position of the weight of it, right? Like you're on your back, you're in this weird vulnerable position. And if you're getting your arms done or whatever, like I have, you can at least kind of adjust yourself in the chair and move around.
Right.
Not move, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you're totally right about that. Well, actually, this brings me to something I do want to talk about on this show a little bit. You guys I was explaining how I'm trying to do things to buy my freedom back so I have time to do my creator own stuff. I am learning to tattoo right now, and I'll be giving my first tattoo in skin in about 2 weeks, I think. So if you guys would like to have my art in your skin, let's talk.
Oh, damn.
Sean, when you guys come over here for Thought Bubble, I definitely want to do this.
I will bring my equipment.
Oh, Sean, does that mean next time I'm in Atlanta, you can rock some stuff?
Oh, when you're here and for Dragon Con, definitely, if you want something, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I'm trying to finish my legs, actually.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some shit, dude.
Dude, I want a tattoo of Jack Kirby perched on top of a planet. And
with the Galactus mask on,
Silver Surfer is by his side.
Or do you want like Galactus and like Thanos and all the like Marvel characters bowing to the king?
That could be that. Or how do I say this without offending anyone? The tattoo is Stan Lee crawling out of a grave, but Jack Kirby's putting his foot on his shoulder. Like smashing him back down.
I'm down. I'm down.
I'm not a Stanley hater. Everyone relax. I'm not a hater.
Jameson, I'm dead serious. I will be. I have a shop. We just had our opening party on Saturday. It's called Black Marker Studio. My friend Eddie Stacy, who's like a world-renowned tattoo artist, he tattoos the Atlanta United. He's like their official tattoo artist for the soccer team. He opened up the Black Marker Studio here in Atlanta. So I'm there every Friday, and I'll be tattooing soon. So yeah, I'm dead serious. If you want, pay attention to my social media because I'll be putting out information when I'm up and running.
It's a dope studio too. You took me there last time I was.
Yeah. It was crazy. The opening party, like one of the like Atlanta United, like I don't know sports, but apparently one of the stars of Atlanta United was. I mean, I was talking to him. He was a nice guy. I didn't realize he was a big soccer star.
Jim wants a tramp stamp that says Excelsior. That's correct. That's correct.
That's perfect.
King Kirby. That's right. Dragon Con. Yeah, we'll both be set up at
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Dragon
Con's. It's gonna rock.
I haven't done that show in a long time, so that's like my triumphant return, I guess.
Yeah, that's I like doing Dragon Con. What I like about Dragon Con is it's an independent show because I hate corporate shows, and they take really good care of their guests, like really good care of their guests. And at these corporate cons, you're just treated like a second-rate citizen. And it's like, man, we built this shit with our comics and our work. Like, so I'll support Dragon Con always because they're really great to us.
Yeah, they've been really easy to work with and accommodating. And as an artist, you want to feel like the people want you there. You want to feel welcome.
You just want to feel valued. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. And I mean, the owners of the con check in with us usually at least once a day, make sure we have everything we need, see how we're doing. They're wonderful, wonderful people. So I'm going to be putting on the finishing touches here soon. But this is currently only at 300. Was there a 350 bid or no, Jamie?
Not that I've seen.
Okay. So this is currently at 300, 9x12 fully painted piece. And guys, if you're going to Heroes Con, you want a commission from me, I'm opening up just 4 of these slots for $650. Painted portraits, your character of choice. I'm going to do full paintings since it's Heroes. I can bring all my stuff with me.
Nice. I've already done my Heroes pre-con commissions, so
I haven't gotten any. I haven't really put out the word. This is kind of the first time I'm putting out the word. Chris, I'm not doing Terrificon next year, but I'm really trying to get back next year. The only reason I'm not doing it this year is I have to do this. There's a tattoo convention that my buddy wants me to do that I'm learning under. It's called Literary Inc. It's in Tennessee, and it's basically a nerd tattoo convention. It's like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and comic shit. So I thought that was a good idea. I thought for me to go and do that one.
Chris in the chat, Terrificon. When is that? Is that already happening?
It's in July.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, I won't be at that one, but
But Jim, let's try to do it next year. That's a fun show to do.
Okay, cool. Sean, real quick, we're at the 2-hour mark. How are you and Jamie doing? Do you want to keep hanging out for a little longer, or?
I am wrapping up, so I can stay and we'll finish this. Are you done pretty much?
Yeah, I'm still fooling around just a little bit, but I just want to make sure we address everyone's questions and stuff. And Jamie, I know it's like 3 a.m. for you. It's like you can hear the
commitment to the cause, guys.
I can hear like the roosters crowing in the background of your. Yeah. Thank you for being here, Jamie. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm
Thank you guys for having me.
I'm pretty much done with the Joker here, babies.
We have another bid on Jim's Batman at $150 from James Harrow.
Nice.
If any of you guys have bid and I've missed it or it's not on screen, please remind me and tell me.
Black pencil. Let me get my pencil.
And now, guys, for the grand finale of my Batman piece, we open the sacred super black speed bar.
Oh boy!
That just made Corey bid 200.
We moved Catwoman. We moved Catwoman out of the way. We carefully. This is never scientific. We dip. There we go. Get my little scrap paper here to see the intensity of the spatter. By the way, I'm not spattering on the Batman piece. I'm just doing this to create some new abstract art. This piece, Sean, will be available for $600. It's called Spatter Day Utility Belt or whatever.
It's beautiful stuff.
All right, I have a new stamp. When Jim's done, we'll get to my stamp. But I gotta find it.
While Jim's doing that, we have a question from Marco. I'm not going to butcher his last name, but any plans to come back to Italy? Would love to meet you in person.
Oh, hell yeah. Next year. That's our plan. Sean and I are already talking about it. And whether it's for Lake Como in May of next year or just a Italy trip.
Yeah, we're definitely doing it.
I can't wait to go back to Italy. Italy might be my favorite country that I've been to. I mean, Japan is my favorite just because Japan was like going to a different planet. But Italy, as far as like the warmth of the people, the food, the coffee, the wine, like I had the most incredible, indulgent experience being there. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's like I think I will move there one day. I love Italy. I've been there 3 times. I'm going back for a 4th time with the family for vacation in September, and then you and I are going to go back. It'll be my 5th time. I love going there. All right, guys, I got a new stamp made, and we're going to stamp this baby because it's done.
This piece still going for 300, guys, if anyone wants to bid.
Yeah, it's only 300, guys. Look at that nice little drippy drip.
That's so cool, man.
So who's got it at 300 right now? Let's see. Sean's piece. Current high bid 300. Daniel. All right, Daniel. Dude, you might get it. We're going to wind down the show here in a minute, and when we do, we're going to have final bids on each piece. Whenever Jim's totally done, we can do that.
I'm pretty much done, Sean.
Okay. All right, so let's do this. Let's do lightning round. Final bids on Jim's Catwoman. What's the current bid on that right now? On the Catwoman?
Was this?
Here we go. Jim's Catwoman. So put that on the full screen there, Jamie. All right. Current high bid is 150. So, all right, guys, we're going to open up for the last. We're going to do a 10-second lightning round here. If you want Jim's Catwoman, it's currently at 150. Drop your bid in the comments. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 150, 150, 3, still at 150, 2, and 1. So the winner, West Coast Avengers, right? Is that who won the Catwoman piece?
Was it to Dave?
We have to wait till it comes back.
Oh yeah, Dave's saying booyah. Okay, yes.
Okay, good. All right, congrats, Dave. You won the Catwoman for 150. Jim, you want to set it all up so you guys can.
And Dave,
money.
Dave, I'll bring this to Heroes Con, right? Is that cool with you? I'm gonna mark.
Oh, Gonzo, what's up, Gonzo? Yeah, it's a good looking stamp because you designed it, motherfucker.
Oh, Jay Gonzo in the house. What up, dude?
Yeah, we'll see Jay Gonzo in a couple weeks too. All right, he said yes, Jim.
Okay, cool, Dave. Yeah, we'll talk. But listen, buddy, I'm gonna mark that this is yours, and then I'll bring it to Heroes. If you want to change that plan, just email me.
That's awesome. Oh, quick question. What do you guys use to hold a camera above the table? I've got like a gooseneck camera holder from Manfrotto. They make really good stuff.
I've got the same one because I just ask Sean lots of dumb questions all the time, and he just sends me links to what I should buy. So
all right, so let's do the lightning round on this. What's up, Gonzo? On my Joker painting, all done, nice and lit up, totally psychedelic. All right, so this guy's at 300. This is a steal at 300. So let's start the final 10-second countdown. If you want to get a bid in, drop it in the comments. 10, 9.
Come on, folks.
8, 7. 300 is a steal.
That is a fucking steal for a mixed media painting. You got the. Let me narrate this for a quick second.
Go ahead.
You got the Joker. You got angular, cartoony, brilliant construction. You got lighting, tone, shadow, mixed media glory. The ha popping off of that illustration board. The electric bolt green hair, slick back, stylish, evil, insane, yet enticing, appealing. Greatest villain in the history of comic book culture, guys.
Oh shit.
Let's make it happen, people. Let's make it happen.
All right. We're down to 5, 4. Give Jim a job at QVC. 3. All right. Final 3 seconds. We're at 300. 2, 1, and the winner is Daniel for $300. got a good deal on that one. And guys, I just want to say that one of the things that's nice about these live shows and we do these biddings is sometimes people get a deal, and I'm all about it because we get to sit here and hang out and make some cool art. And if you get a deal, you get a deal. It's all good.
Hell
so
yeah.
Thank you, Daniel. And then we got one more piece. We got Jim's Batman piece. I have a feeling this might get heated. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. Daniel, you can either DM me on Instagram or email me at inkpulp@gmail.com. We'll get the money squared away and the address, and I'll get it shipped out. So we'll take care of that. So hit me up as soon as you can. All right. So now final round here. Jim's exciting, dynamic Batman. That's not even Batman, Jim. You know who that is?
Tell me, Sean.
That's the motherfucking Dark Knight right there.
I appreciate you saying that. Thank you, buddy.
Who that is. You're welcome. That is a badass piece. We got a beautiful inked, chaotic, psychedelic, beautiful Batman from Jim, and it's currently at that 150 West Coast Avengers again. It's the shitty Dork Knight, he says.
No, wait, no, this was at 200, right?
Is it at 200?
Yeah. Oh, you're muted, Jamie.
Yeah, sorry, it's at 200 from Corey Kerr.
Oh, Corey's got it. Corey's good, dude. Okay, I was reading the Catwoman. Batman piece, current high bid, it says 200 from Corey. All right, so Corey, you're at $200. All right, guys, we're going to start the countdown on this badass Batman piece. All right, Corey, yeah, you're at 200. 10, 9. I mean, look at the bats, the white bats in the black background, the dark motherfucking night.
The Dark Avenger,
8,
you guys.
7, 6, the Dark Avenger, the Dark Revenge.
225, James Harrell.
Here we go. Here we go. Slam dunk. All right, so we're at 5. We're at 225 right now. 4. This Batman piece is killer. 3, 2, and 1. James came in for the sweep at the end with 225.
To James,
yes, that's
you.
right.
Thank
My
you,
buddy
buddy.
Jay Miller. Jay, we got a little taste of blood. I wouldn't call it a bloodbath, but the show is young. The bloodbath will come. Thank you all for chiming in. We will be back in a month. Let me look at the date real quick. Let me get my calendar.
James,
open.
can you reach out to me through my website, jimmafood.com, and email me through the site and let me know how you want the piece? And we'll go from there.
All right, guys. It looks like our next show will be on July 3rd, the day before Independence Day. Seems like a great day to have it because everyone will be off work the next day. So Jim and I will pick out our topic, and we will be blasting that out on the socials. Thank you all for joining our inaugural.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Can I plug a brand new top secret project that I have in the works right now?
Please
Just a quick teaser, and it's very appropriate for our theme of the show tonight. This is going to be coming at you guys through a Kickstarter. I'm working on a superhero parody comic. This is called Defective Comics Presents The Savage Street Vigilante. Writing and drawing my own crazy black and white underground comic book. I'm like 20 pages in. Super excited about it. Having a blast working on it. And this will be coming to a Kickstarter through to you.
Yeah, that is. You know what? That is not a Batman comic.
This is not a Batman comic, by the way. That's his not Batmobile.
Right. I guys, I got to tell you what I've seen of this. It might be Jim's best work to date. It is definitely one of the most fun and exciting not Batman stories I've seen in a long, long, long time.
This is not his illegitimate daughter and illegitimate weird little mutant son here. So, but guys, the whole point of doing this is, like I said earlier in the show, I just want to bring comic books back to when they were just super fun, like just balls to the wall, action, violence, insanity, crazy over the top visuals, and just write and draw and do my own stuff and have a blast and make it a singular vision that will hopefully appeal to everyone. So
and it's incredible. Everything I've seen of this is incredible.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So any last words before we get to our important final announcement? Anything you got to say, Jim? Anything, Jamie, you got to say?
Oh, yeah, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. This was an absolute blast. We're going to keep it moving forward, and then I'll see all you Heroes Con homies in a week. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, please stop by, talk to us both, tell us how much you're loving the live show. We're going to keep this going. Jim, your commissions are open, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm going to be offering fully painted portrait commissions this size for $650. I'm only taking on 4 for the weekend. So if you want one, hit my DMs or email me at inkpulp@gmail.com. I have a feeling they might fill up pretty quickly. So please do that. And thank you all for joining us. We did great numbers. For a first show, we did great numbers. I'm thrilled.
This was a blast. This was awesome.
It was awesome. I can't wait to do
Really
the next
fun.
one. All right. Thanks, guys. We have a really important announcement, so please stay tuned, and we will see you in a month. Here comes the important announcement. Jamie? Hey, Ink Pulp community. We've got something very serious to talk about. There seems to be some serious beef in the community right now, and I'm going to pass the mic over to Mr. Jim Mahfood to talk on it.
Matteo Scalera, you claim to be the #1 talent out there right now. But listen, brother, we're coming after you. We know your secrets. We've done the analysis. We know that you think you're special living in your land of cheeses and wines. We live in a land of cold beer and fried chicken, brother. Look at what I got here, man. Your original art. That's right. We've been analyzing your styles, your paint techniques, as you call them. You think you know how to splatter, paint, and ink with your stick technique? You ain't got nothing, brother. I'm the master of the toothbrush splatter. We're going to teach you what's up. Your time is limited. It's time for a new reign. With what we're throwing down. You know where to find me.